Johnston County is on agricultural residential, which means by right you can build houses on it or you can farm it. It's not the purview of this board to determine if a subdivision is appropriate for a specific area, only if it meets our codes and ordinances. Given that we are the final approval body for all subdivisions, we ask that anyone that wishes to give testimony relative to a subdivision stand and be sworn, please. So if you're going to speak at all relative to a subdivision. Do you affirm that the information you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and this is your solemn affirmation?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Marr. Thank you for the reminder. Just a word of note relative to the agenda. We have requests to table rezoning cases 24-30, 24-02, and 24-28. We'll handle those tables when we get to the rezoning portion, but if you're here for 24-30, 24-02, or in 24-28, I expect that those will not be heard this evening. Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir. Up first is Earp East. Owner is David F. Earp. It's developers Cloudbreak Investments. Surveyor engineer is Becker Morgan Group. Location is Thanksgiving Fire Road, just south of NC Highway 42 East in the Wilders Township. It's served by the Northside Fire District and Thanksgiving Rescue Squad. It's 20.33 acres, 14 lots proposed. Johnston County Public Water, individual septic. Traffic count for that road is 1,300 vehicles per day. That was a 2023 count. This portion of Thanksgiving Fire Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, Mr. Moore? Thank you. Who'd like to be heard on behalf of Earp East?
Good evening. I'm Donnie Adams with Becker Morgan Group. First time I've said that in front of this group. Appreciate the opportunity to stand in front of you tonight. So I'm here on behalf of Earp East project. We're proposing 14 lots. They meet the county standards. We have provided an on-site CBU. It's in the front of Lot 3. We have avoided all the wetland impacts, not anticipating any issues of it. We know that we'll comply with the Johnston County Stormwater Ordinance as we move forward, should we get approved here tonight. So that being said, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to Earp East? All right, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendation is preliminary approval subject to the conditions and requirements in the staff report.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Crenshaw, second by Mr. Hudson. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next on our agenda is Earp South.
Yes, sir. Owner is K. Craddock Earp 2023 Trust and trustee Claire Leanne Hurt. Developers Cloudbreak Investments LLC. Surveyor engineer is Becker Morgan. Its location is 600 block of Lynch Road in the Wilders Township, served by Northside Fire and Thanksgiving Rescue. It's 24.02 acres, 20 lots proposed. Johnston County Water, individual septic. Traffic count for that portion of Lynch Road is not available. This portion of Lynch Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement.
Any questions of staff? Thank you, sir. Donnie, I assume you again. You say Becker Morgan Group twice.
Yes, I am. Good evening, Donnie Adams, Becker Morgan Group. I'm here representing Earp South, and before you is a 20-lot subdivision designed to meet the county standards. Lots meet the size requirements. We have, again, provided a CBU in the front of Lot 18. We realize as we move forward, we'll continue to meet the Johnston County Stormwater Erosion Control standards. We'll work with DOT for driveway permits and associates. With that being said, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Thanks, sir. Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to ERP South? All right, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendation is preliminary approval subject to the conditions and requirements in the staff report.
Well, because my old friend's not here, make a note that the enrollment far exceeds capacity of the schools within the area. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Lovering, second by Ms. Howard. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Margaret Manor Phase 2.
Yes, sir. If you remember, Margot Manor was before you guys either last month or the month before. We have a map that's going to come up that shows what was approved previously. Apparently, they've acquired another piece of land that connects to it for this portion. Owner is Oris Pollard. Developers Triangle Land Partners. Surveyor engineer is 4D Site Solutions. Location is 3028A Benson Hardy Road in the Elevation Township, served by West Johnston Fire and EVS Rescue Squad. It's 23.75 acres, 21 lots proposed, Johnston County Public Water, individual septic, traffic counts unavailable. This portion of Benson Hardy Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement.
You said you had what was approved before.
Yeah, could you bring
Yeah,
up?
he's getting it up on the screen in just a second. I believe it's a continuation of what's down on the southeast corner of the, correct, right there.
That connects to Road A on our plans?
I'm sorry.
That connects to Road A on our plans?
Right.
Yes. Okay.
So it's connecting through the cul-de-sac that's shown right there at the end? Okay, all right.
All right, everybody good with questions of staff? All right, who'd like to be heard on behalf of Margot Manor Phase 2?
Scott Brown, Mr. Chairman, 4D Site Solutions. Here on behalf of the applicant, we are the engineers surveyors for the project. As Mr. Marr mentioned, this is Phase 2 of Margot Manor that you did see, I think maybe 2 months ago. Time just seems to run on, but that's Margot Manor Phase 1. It showed Road A as being stubbed out with a temporary turnaround at the end of it. We were able to get an option on the Pollard track, which is this 21 lot Phase 2 area that we're proposing before you now. As Todd mentioned, it is served with public water. We'll have private septic on it. Everything will be in compliance with the subdivision ordinance. We've got some wetlands on it. There will be a small wetland impact associated with the road crossing. We'll work, already got that working and getting it submitted through the Corps and DWQ for 401 certification. And be glad to answer any questions that the board may have of me related to this Phase 2 extension.
How many lots were in Phase 1?
I believe it was 106 if I remember right. So we're not showing any further extension here because Mr. Pollard is retaining a portion of his property, his house and all's on, so there'll be no additional extensions of Margot Manor.
Has DOT approved a driveway permit for the Phase 1, or are they,
They're working on it.
so they're
Yes.
considering both of these
Yes,
together?
sir.
Okay, very good. Any other questions to the gentleman?
I'm just curious what the wetland boundaries, the legend says it's this dark black. Are those?
It's the blue line.
Yeah, I can't, we don't have any color.
I can show you if you,
I was wondering what the difference between the two are.
this is unsuitable soils.
This here,
The black line, yes, sir, that's where it's unsuitable for septic. The blue line is your wetland.
wetland.
Yes, sir.
Thank
So
you.
all this stuff in here is just unsuitable for septic.
Mr. Chairman, we could have the,
Yeah.
actually show them on, point to it on screen so that everyone in all.
I was wondering what the,
May need glasses. The wetlands line looks like is this line right here.
it's a dark one, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got unsuitable soils all up out in this area up in here. Not suitable for septic.
I was wondering what the difference between the two lines were.
Yes, sir. Any other questions for me?
Thanks, sir. Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to Margot Manor Phase 2? All right, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendations, preliminary approval subject to the conditions and requirements in the staff report.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to be approved by Mr. Crenshaw, second by Mr. Hudson. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is, get to it.
Next will be
Sullivan's Ridge.
Mr. Chairman, I need to be recused from this one.
All right, I need a vote to recuse Ms. Howard.
Make a motion for recusal, Ms. Howard.
Second.
Second.
Motion to recuse Ms. Howard by Mr. Hudson, and second by Mr. Crenshaw. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank
Now
you,
look
ma'am.
around. There's 4 of us.
I think we had to open with 5.
We had to open with 5, we're good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
you ready? I'm sorry. Sullivan's Ridge, owner Jesse N. Sullivan, heirs Anthony Minshew, developer Myland Inc., surveyor engineers Sanderson Engineering. The location is 9838 Hennett Edgerton Road in Beulah Township, served by Beulah Fire and North Johnston Rescue. 50.7 acres, 31 lots proposed, Johnston County Public Water, individual septic, traffic counts not available. This portion of Hennett Edgerton Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement. A reverse frontage buffer is required for all lots backing up to Hennett Edgerton Road. In regards to direct driveway access onto Hennett Edgerton Road, major subdivisions to be located on a local road shall be designed that there shall be no more than one direct residential driveway connection per 500 feet along the same side of a local road unless it can be demonstrated that the proposed subdivision cannot be physically designed, that no alternative exists, or it would create an unreasonable hardship without a corresponding public benefit to prohibit individual driveway access onto a local road. Also from the Johnston County Land Design Manuals with lots with 4 or more lots, where no easement exists and where the parent tracts have direct road frontage, an easement shall not be allowed. The development must dedicate a right-of-way meeting the requirements of the section. A waiver may be allowed if determined by the planning board that in pursuit of this section, a hardship is created upon the property that provides no benefit to the safety, welfare, and quality of life to the public.
Thank you, sir. Any
And-
questions of staff?
And the lots I'm referencing are to the south side of, it is served by a easement, it appears.
It's 28 through 31.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Who'd like to be heard on behalf of Sullivan's Ridge?
Good evening. My name's Stephen Sanderson. I'm with Sanderson Engineering and drew the map that is in front of you tonight. Everything that is on there, as best that I know, meets the requirements of the county ordinance. The request for the lots on the south side meet, in my opinion, the requirements of the Land Development Design Manual because of the depth of the property that is on the south side of the road. It cannot be served by a cul-de-sac. And if any of you all were on the planning board back in September of 2022, I I brought a similar subdivision called Barrow Meadows before you, and we had the exact same condition across Brett Road. And I actually asked to table the lots on the other side of the roads to get information from DOT to bring back to the board. And what was given to me at that time is that DOT prefers that we do the easement rather than a cul-de-sac, because the cul-de-sac would be too short and could not be maintained by DOT because it would not have length or lots that they can take it over to maintain. So I submit that as a reason for allowing the lots to be served by easement. Also, on page 3 of the Land Development Design Manual, is where I got the drawing or the design for the easement and for the driveway access to those 4 lots is right out of or right off of the Johnston County Land Development Design Manual. If you have any additional questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Any questions of the gentleman?
I
How
noticed
far apart are the entrance and exits between 28 and 31? Is it over 500 feet?
No, sir, it is not. Those lots are 100 feet wide, so they're 250 feet apart. But that's as far as I can go as far as to serve it. The driveway that is to the furthest to the east is lined up across from the road that is there. That is going to be a requirement of DOT. And then the other one is brought around to serve all of the lots that will go out west, because in my opinion, that is going to be the direction that everybody's going to be coming and going from those lots because of, I mean, you go a quarter of a mile, you're in Wayne County. So everybody's going to be heading back to Princeton and Kenly as far as traffic count and direction of travel.
So you're saying that's why you want the second access point? Would you entertain removing the second access point and keeping one just at the intersection?
Sure. I mean, it is, we can live with either one. We can, either design. Both of them are in the design manual as being acceptable or allowable, and the more you have at that intersection, the more opportunity for conflict that you have. And so as a design engineer, it is my opinion that it is better to move the intersection or to move the cars that go in and out, because I believe that they will be going mostly to the west, away from the intersection with the road in order to eliminate that conflict. But however, it doesn't matter to me as to, if you have heartburn with it, then we can do it just as one.
Bless you.
Mr. Chairman, this was also reviewed by Dalton Langston with NCDOT during the TRC phase, and he had no comments except that a driveway permit would be required, so he was okay with the spacing of the 2 driveways.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them decide that.
And it will have to be submitted and approved as a driveway permit from DOT, either way.
Yep.
Other questions?
Thank you very
Thanks, sir.
much.
Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to Sullivan's Ridge? Yes, sir. Give us your name and address, please.
My name is Kerry Jackson. My address is 36 Grantwood Drive, Clayton, North Carolina, 27527. I am one of the landowners that this proposal backs up to. You probably see it on the top of the thing. I'd like to apologize to the committee if what I say is not relevant to how this process goes. I'm also a little bit hypocritical in this opposition to this development totally, simply because at some point in time I do plan on building on the other side down on my property a little bit farther down, both a pond and a house, if possible. My opposition to this, I can't find any reason legally or ethically to oppose it. My opposition is more environmental and historical. I don't know how much time I've got, but I do have a couple of things to mention on that. This area environmentally is extremely important to wildlife. This woods area down this creek is one of the largest areas in Johnston County. It goes all the way down to what used to be Satcher's Mill Pond in Wayne County and all the way down to probably to the Noose. There's a tremendous amount of wildlife in this area, both large deer herds, directly across from these two lots that are proposed against my property. There are coyote dens, there are fox dens. What you don't see on this drawing, all the way down this area, there are beaver ponds. There's one large beaver pond up on the top of my property, but there are smaller ones all the way down here. Because of these beaver ponds, there are duck inhabitants down there, and certainly a lot of fish. So the environmental part of it is a bother to me. The historical part of it, to me, is more important. What doesn't show in this area also is that this area possibly was underwater at one time. Down about a mile down this creek, there is an area called Kurt Mill Dam. That is an earthen dam that used to be prevalent probably back in the 1800s. When I was a little boy, my brother and I went down to this dam. That was approximately 60 years ago, and at that time the dam, to the best of my knowledge, it was probably 30 to 40 feet high, and it had trees on the top of it bigger than this. In fact, they were so big you couldn't walk around it. That's how old the dam was. And the lore, folklore to it is that that dam was damaged by somebody who was angry at the dam owner, the mill owner. The mill at that time, the base of the mill was still there, but he poured quicksilver in the dam. And apparently, mercury eats holes in dirt, and it eroded away the whole dam, and it's never been rebuilt. There's a tremendous amount of Indian or Native American folklore along this area. There's one part above here on my land that there is a hill going down into the creek, and it is full of flint rock. I have found grinding stones in that area, and my father, who grew up on this land, told me tales of finding a lot of arrowheads. It was apparently a place where Native Americans came to or lived at and built arrowheads or made arrowheads, made spearheads, so forth. There was also and I can't attest to this, but there was also a rumor that there was an Indian burial ground within that area. I think, best of my knowledge, it was not in this particular area, but across the road on Cuddington Road in that area at one time. So again, it's hypocritical for me to say that I don't want to see a development, but it continues on. It will continue on, and all this important property will be eaten up by residential areas. I understand the need for residential. Johnston County is growing at a tremendous rate. I also understand the importance of somebody owning property and wanting to be able to do what they want to do with it. I am just concerned that these lots that go all the way down into the areas will do some harm.
Any questions of the gentleman? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to address the gentleman's concern about the two lots that go down to the creek. I don't remember what lot numbers that they are, but if you notice there's a cloudy line which represents the woods line that is on that property. Basically everything from the woods back to Great Swamp is Great Swamp. It won't perk, and it's got, I'm certain there are wetlands in it, and I don't doubt there's ducks and geese and fish and whatever else. That's why we stopped where we stopped, because we will not be developing down in there. We fall under the Johnston County Stormwater Ordinance, and so therefore we're limited to 15% maximum impervious surface over the entire development, and we will adhere to that. Each of those two lots will get their portion of that 15%, which means they'll be able to build a house and an outbuilding and a driveway, but they will not be able to develop or lay waste to the land that's behind them. It's just that this particular developer does not like to have homeowners associations in order to take care of open space, and so we give the land to a lot, but they don't get any more building impervious area than any other lot.
Thanks, sir. Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to Sullivan's Ridge? All right, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendation was denial due to less than 500 feet of driveway separation and lack of a dedicated right-of-way meeting Johnston County standards for a major subdivision for lots on the south side of Edgerton.
We make a motion. Do we need to make any notes about the driveway?
Unless you want to.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Crenshaw, second by Mr. Lovering. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next on our agenda are rezonings. A note about rezonings, we serve as an advisory board to the Board of County Commissioners, so each of these rezoning cases will be heard by the Board of Commissioners at their
February.
February 3rd meeting in 2025. So if you're here tonight for any of these rezoning cases, please note that they will be heard in February by the Board of County Commissioners. So I'm going to go ahead and handle the cases that have asked to be tabled. So we'll need a vote. You need a vote on each one? Can we do them in batch? All right, so I need a motion to table 2430, 24-02, and 2428.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Howard, second by Mr. Hudson. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, those are tabled till next month. First on our agenda is case 24-32.
Yes, sir. This is a petition to remove 1.19 acres located at 5990 NC Highway 42 West in the Cleveland Township from the environmentally sensitive area. Its owner and applicants George E. and Gail F. Mast. The utilities and services are Macklemore Fire and CNS Rescue. This area is within a designated regional mixed-use center place type on the Envision Johnston land use plan. I have put the section that deals with environmentally sensitive area in the staff report there, and also attached right behind that is a letter addressing from Chandra Farmer, which is the Director of Public Utilities, addressing what she's found.
Just to make sure that I interpret her letter correctly, it is that she concurs with the analysis.
That's
right?
correct.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, staff?
If I remember right, we had a case or some issue come before us maybe a year or so ago about the maps being inaccurate. This is kind of one of those cases, I guess.
Yes, exactly. It's just more of a broad guideline, it looks like. So,
Yeah, I think the boundaries for the environmentally sensitive area, and if I'll clean up the screen just a little bit here. This hashed area is the environmentally sensitive area, and I think it was created with kind of a broad stroke as opposed to following really the drainage basins for in accordance with NC HUD map. So when we justify the HUD maps based on this current site, and I think the applicant has, in accordance with Mr. Farmer's letter of response, I think they've demonstrated that the drainage patterns for this property is not draining within this area that would be served by that particular HUD map, and reaching that body of water, that riparian feature.
It's just, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Swift Creek that's protected and this is noose, I guess?
That's correct, and it shows from what she's found, it goes to the Middle
Middle Creek.
Creek.
Okay, gotcha.
Other question? Thank you, sir. Who'd like to be heard on behalf of case 2432?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the planning board. My name's Jerry Eatman. I'm a lawyer with the firm of Lynch and Eatman in Raleigh, and we're here tonight on behalf of the owners of the property and the parties that have the property under contract. Mr. Crenshaw is correct. We were here last year with respect to the adjacent property. It too was incorrectly shown as, in the Swift Creek drainage basin. You've got the map prepared by Chris Bostic, PE with Kimley Horn, who's here tonight in case you have any questions with him, but I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just in the wrong watershed.
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to 2432? All right, we'll bring it back to staff.
We obviously have no objections based on Ms. Farmer's letter.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion to approve or recommend to the Board of County Commissioners for approval by Ms. Howard. Second was by who? Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that will go forward to the Board of County Commissioners as a recommendation for approval. Good to see you, Chris. All right, case 2433.
That's correct. This is a petition to rezone 3.37 acres located at 10369 NC Highway 96 North in the O'Neills Township from community business to general business conditional zoning. Owner is Cattail Family LLC. They're also the applicant. Conditional zoning request is an event center, possibly a deli slash bakery slash restaurant in the future. Utilities and services are O'Neill's Fire District and Thanksgiving Rescue Squad. It's zoned community business currently and as an abandoned mill house. Surrounding land use is zoned agriculture, residential, and used for those purposes. Zoned community business and is approved for community business. Couldn't locate any businesses that are in operation in the area. Traffic count for this portion of NC Highway 96 is 2,800 vehicles per day. That was in 2023. It appears on the comprehensive transportation plan as an existing major thoroughfare with adequate design capacity. It's located within an open space and conservation future land use place type on the county's envisioned Johnston comprehensive land use plan. There were 4 notices sent out to adjacent property owners.
Questions? Thank you, sir. Who'd like to be heard on behalf of case 2433?
I'm Norwood Thompson, one of the family members at Cattail. As you may know, this is the old mill house. There was a store on the other side that a tornado took down. We've had 2 tornadoes come down the lake over the years, but we're redoing the mill house, getting permits, and so the department's, I guess, inspections wanted us to look at changing the zoning, and that's what we're doing. And there won't be a restaurant out there tomorrow, so don't run out there.
I was hoping you'd tell me there was going to be.
And I might be dead and gone, but I hope I get to go one time.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
And we got a nice beaver dam going on right now if y'all want to go get some beavers.
Anyone else like to be heard as it relates to case 24-33? All right, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendations, approval based on the consistency statement.
Make a motion for recommendation to the Board of Commissioners.
We get agreement on the conditions also from the applicant, I believe.
All good on the conditions?
Are you good on the conditions? Can you see them?
It's basically what we
Yes.
talked about in there. It's the ones at the bottom of the.
I don't think any, there may be something we have to come back on. Right now, we're just trying to we've done extensive work on the dam. We're getting the mill house. I hate to say it, when it was built, a bunch of drunks, when they were drinking, built the foundation. and all the rotten timbers underneath. We've jacked it up and trying to get it into compliance. So I don't think any conditions are any problem.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
So you need a second?
I got a motion for approval by Mr. Hudson, yes, ma'am.
Second.
Need a second. Second by Ms. Howard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that'll go forward to the Board of County Commissioners as a recommendation for approval. Next is case 2434. Good seeing everybody. Good seeing you.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Okay, this is a petition to rezone 3.22 acres located at 7994 Harper House Road in the Meadow Township from General Business Special Use District and a small portion of agriculture residential to General Business Conditional Zoning. Owner is ELA LLC and Timothy Eldridge. Applicant's Timothy Eldridge. It's conditional zoning request, contractor's office, storage, office space, equipment repair, and farming and agricultural uses served by Newton Grove Fire and Benson Rescue. Existing land use is zoned General Business Special Use District and AR, and is a contractor's office, storage, and equipment repair, and farming and agricultural sales. Surrounding land use is zoned AR and used for those purposes. And also 2 parcels are zoned I-2 conditional zoning and are approved for a solar farm. Traffic count for this portion of Harper House Road is 550 vehicles per day. That's in 2023. It does not needing improvement as far as the comprehensive land plan, comprehensive transportation plan is concerned. It's located within an agriculture area, future land use place type, which allows for agricultural support uses, rural business, home-based businesses as a part of mixes in this county. There were 5 notices sent out, basically to get rid of a lot of questions probably. This was originally approved in 2012 as a special use. He came to add an office which is outside of that area on a small area that's still AR, and to get it up to where it should be today, just everything that from the original special use would be the conditions for the conditional zoning with the little added space.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Any questions? Thanks, sir. We'd like to be heard on behalf of case 2434. We were hoping it was you.
Good evening. My name's Timothy Eldridge. I currently have an office and shop there, and that is zoned correctly. We need to make an addition to the office. It's zoned incorrectly, so that's why I'm here.
Here we are. Have you read and are good with all the conditions in the staff report?
It's the same conditions from your original.
Yeah.
Except it's just a
Yeah.
Just for a point of note, Mr. Chair and Board, you'll see here what I've done is I've outlined on GIS, so split screen. We've got this area here in blue is the current footprint for the zoning parcel. This area is is being expanded to include this so they can place.
And it's up at the road.
Yeah, the office here, and you'll see the office inside.
Any questions of the gentleman? Thanks, sir.
Staff recommendations, approval based on the consistency statement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve by Ms. Howard, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that'll go forward as a recommendation for approval. I think that's all of our cases for this evening. Make sure to note that the next meeting will be January 28th. It's been moved back a week due to Martin Luther King holiday and the change in the Board of County Commissioners meeting schedule. So please make that note on your calendar. Any other items for us?
Yes, we also have 2
Written decision?
written decisions, and we need to act on a vice chair.
We do need to act on a vice chair.
We have 2 absentees, but we've got one who's probably.
All right, let's do the written decisions first, and then we'll pin the rose on somebody. Lola's subdivision. Need need a motion and a second to approve the written decision for Lola's subdivision.
Motion to approve is written.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Crenshaw, second by Mr. Hudson. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, next we'll do Hammer Tract.
Y'all's turn. Motion to approve is written.
Second.
Motion approved by Mr. Hudson, second by Mr. Lovering. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now we need a vice chair. Would anyone like to make a nomination?
Nominate Mr. Little.
Who'd you nominate?
Mr. Tim Little.
Oh, I'll second.
For all-
All right. I got a nomination for Mr. Little by Mr. Crenshaw, a second by Ms. Howard. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
Sorry, Charlie.
let him show up to the next meeting.
That's what I said, I'm glad I showed up tonight.
All right, anything else, Mr. Moore?